playing, we're heading into the final round. It should be between Hikaru Nakamura and Magnus Carlsen, and it is! We will see Magnus Carlsen with the white pieces playing against Hikaru Nakamura. Hikaru playing to win his first Titled Tuesday of the autumn season. He's playing to win game week 4. Magnus Carlsen is playing to stop him.
Magnus Carlsen playing the role of spoiler. Magnus knows he's not going to win Titled Tuesday. He's too far behind. His tie breaks aren't in his favor, but playing the role of spoiler, especially against his old rival Hikaru, that's going to motivate him. It's the English opening here, an opening we saw earlier in the day. But this time, it's all about whether black can break out in the center. Black wants to establish a nice pawn duo on d5, e5. Magnus wants to prevent that. Normally, you do that by bringing out the white knight to hit this pawn in the middle of the board, or you try and break up the pawns. There we go, with a pawn yourself. And quick flurry of moves there. Magnus brings out his queen. This is still well-known stuff. Hikaru Nakamura, a draw should be enough for him, but then tie breaks come into the equation. I think Hikaru would love a draw, though, in this game, as he tries to get the queens off against Magnus with the black pieces.
Yeah. Look at this. Hikaru Nakamura knows he is fighting to win Title Tuesday for the 107 times, and no better way to do it for him than in the final game against Magnus Carlsen. These two have, of course, played each other so many times in Title Tuesdays. Magnus Carlsen is up a little bit on the score between them, but it's quite close, and this is definitely a game Hikaru can win.
They've been here before, of course. They've met many times in the final round of Title Tuesday, including just a few weeks ago. A couple of weeks back, Magnus took down Hikaru in the last round, and yeah, will lightning strike twice. It was level, as you said, in their Title Tuesday lifetime scores until just a few weeks back. Magnus, in the meantime, trading queens. He's gone into an endgame where both players thrive. Magnus has also given up his pride and joy, the beautiful light squared bishop, to give Hikaru an isolated pawn. So one small weakness, that is what Magnus is banking on. He's not taking any risk here. I don't think Magnus is in any trouble of losing this game, but whether he can win is another question. Very, very solid play by both, clearly full of mutual respect. And again, Hikaru has upped his game this week, no doubt. It's just about whether he can last the distance. This final hurdle is going to be the toughest.
And for Magnus, of course, he wants to win this as well. He lost the game today. He played 2 draws today. He's not going to win Title Tuesday game week 4, but he really wants to finish on a high. He wants to beat his big rival Hikaru Nakamura, and he also wants to end up as high on the standings as possible. Currently in 10th place with 8 points.
Yeah, and what a field we have. Board 2, Alireza Firouzja against Fabiano Caruana.
Yeah.
We've really brought all the big guns, the Hollywood stars, to this week's Title Tuesday. And okay, a trade of rooks in the air from Hikaru Nakamura. I don't think Magnus will be too happy, you know. It just feels like it's not enough of an advantage to ever hope to win. Black has the 2 bishops. That's got great long-term potential. Black's knight super active. Black's fighting for the open line. Hikaru is very comfortable here, despite the clock. I think that's the one thing in Magnus's favor.
Magnus with his team Liquid Shirt. He did win the Esports World Cup a few months ago. Hikaru Nakamura for Team Falcons was knocked out in the semifinals, but it was his teammate Alireza Firouzja who faced Magnus for Team Falcons in the final. Magnus Carlsen won it back then. So he took the title in the first ever Esports World Cup. These two both really want to go back. Magnus is already qualified as reigning champ. Hikaru desperately wants to join. He wants to go back to that stage. He wants revenge. He wants to play the final. He wants to win the Esports World Cup as well. Well, it's far away, but game week 4 winner is not far away. This is the final round, round 11. Hikaru Nakamura with a win in this game will win Title Tuesday game week 4. He is down a little bit on the clock.
Yeah, it's the type of position that could go wrong for Black if you're a bit nervous, maybe if you play too passively, if you just want to sit and defend. That's why Hikaru is playing very actively. You can see how energetic he is. Bishop pinning the white knight, preventing the white knight from jumping, winning pawns. The black knight, just a bit of a nuisance here. Just not threatening anything, but just annoying you from that side. Magnus tries to kick that knight out. He tries to force it to retreat. Very logical move. But that move did cost Magnus 40 seconds. A big, big decision there to invest that much time. The knight drops back. Magnus ganging up on this central pawn. Small advantage for white. In recent history, it's been all about Magnus in their rivalry in freestyle chess in the Esports World Cup semi-final. Magnus beating Hikaru in Armageddon. But can Hikaru hold? That's the beauty of this exact scenario. He doesn't need to win Hikaru Nakamura. A draw, I think he'd be very, very happy. He trades pieces. He's trying to desperately get that draw. He's defending this pawn. That's all important right now. Level on the clock, level on the board, level on the camera, level on everything. Hikaru Nakamura is feeling happy, I believe.
Both of these players are streaming right now, but they're not speaking a lot. We can see that definitely. That tells us that this is tense, that this does mean a lot for both of them. I do have the opportunity to turn the sound on. Magnus, I'm going to try to do that, even if it's silent right now. Let's see if Magnus talks.
A3. We'll see. F6. I'm running into all sorts of shit.
He is not happy, David.
Magnus Carlsen, using a bit of a...
Just not good chess. I didn't even have time to go F3 and G4.
Using a bit of a naughty word, I was going to say.
We can see Hikaru now is much better on the bar, David. What's happening here?
Yeah, Magnus said he just needed one move. He needs to push this pawn forward, push his other pawn forward. The problem is his bishop is trapped. That is why black is better. The black pawn is hunting down this bishop. And really interesting to get a peek into Magnus's mindset there, because Hikaru doubling down on that threat, trapping the white piece. That's what Magnus has missed. That's what he's hating. Ooh, desperation pushing his pawn forward. That pawn is easy pickings for the black pieces now. The black bishop is going to hunt that one down. Magnus has sacrificed a pawn in his desperation. It's turning. And that's not good news for Magnus Carlsen fans. Fantastic news for Hikaru Nakamura and his legion of fans as well. Big mistake there from Magnus Carlsen. He's just got all of his pieces tangled up in the center. They're hitting against a granite wall here. They're hitting against the pawn that's too well defended. Black is up a pawn. Black is threatening to win a bishop. Hikaru Nakamura is threatening to win Titled Tuesday here and now. 30 seconds more than his opponent. Magnus, he's just lost the thread.
Look at Hikaru Nakamura. He's making a comeback in Titled Tuesday. He's massively better against Magnus Carlsen, who's won it 2 Tuesdays in a row. But look at Hikaru. He's going for Tuesday glory today. Playing fantastic chess, massively better. If he wins this against Magnus Carlsen, he will win Titled Tuesday for the first time in the autumn split. He's going to score some very important points on the Champions Chess Tour standings, and he's going to be very happy.
Yeah, big question for Hikaru Nakamura now. Does he trade knights, go to a pure opposite color bishop endgame? He does. He could have kept knights on the board, taken a bit less risk. Black has 3 versus 1 on the right flank, so should be able to create 2 protected, connected passed pawns there. Should be winning for Hikaru, but still some work to be done. It's all about the clock as well. Magnus is going to find this a nightmare to defend. It's Hikaru Nakamura. The bar says he's winning. I believe he's winning. He thinks he's winning, but can he get that ball over the line? Can he put it in the back of the net, knock Magnus Carlsen down? He's woken up Hikaru. This whole event, this whole week, he's looked alive. And he's getting closer now. This pawn, once he steps forward with his king, it's about the H pawn. It's going to run forward. It's going to promote. It is inevitable. Magnus Carlsen is going down. Simple plan. I think it's over. Magnus is about to resign. He realizes there's nothing to be done against the plan of that pawn pushing and promoting on a light square.
Magnus Carlsen in huge trouble, 30 seconds on the clock, and Hikaru Nakamura, his big online rival, is massively better. This is world number 1 against world number 2, and today is Hikaru Nakamura's day. He is looking fierce, and he's about to beat Magnus Carlsen in this round 11 game to take game week 4 victory.
2 pawns up, Hikaru Nakamura. He's about to be far more than that up, not just on the clock. It's all about the board, as these 2 pawns are just so strong. At the right moment, he's going to go the other way with this king. There we go. The white king is going to be trapped, immobilized, defending against the black pawns. And okay, Hikaru is still going the long way round. Eventually, when the time is right, he's going to push forward, and one of these 2 pawns is going to cost white his bishop. Magnus Carlsen gets ready to resign. There we go. Hikaru Nakamura wins Titled Tuesday.
Congratulations to the great Hikaru Nakamura. He takes the first Titled Tuesday win in the new format. He wins game week 4 in the autumn split. He scores 10 points for the 43rd time in his Titled Tuesday career. Amazing play by Hikaru today. He makes a comeback after struggling in the first 3 game weeks for Magnus Carlsen. It didn't work out today. He ends up on 8 points, losing also in that final round to his rival, Hikaru Nakamura. Not Magnus's day today, David.
Yeah.